Tonto 13 here, and welcome to this episode of my continued Newcastle save. Now, I've been getting on with it behind the scenes. It's been a really enjoyable and frustrating one at times. You know, we could have won the title by now, but here we are. We're top of the table. We've qualified for the Europa League. We've qualified for the Champions League. So we're definitely going to be playing Champions League football again next year. Now, we're one game away from our final game of the season. This is a must-win for us. We have to beat Liverpool. But Arsenal are behind us. They have 2 games in hand, and they could still win the title dependent on our result. But if they lose this game, their next game, we will win the league without even playing Liverpool, which I hope that happens. If they draw, they're still in with contention. If they draw this game and then win their next game, and we don't win, we definitely need a point. And we definitely need to beat Liverpool, I would say. But it all depends on on the next Arsenal performance. Really exciting times for us. Really nerve-wracking times as well. So let's have a quick look at Arsenal's schedule. Who are Arsenal playing? Crystal Palace, great, in 3 days' time. Crystal Bleeding Palace, who are bottom of the league. Great. I doubt that is going to work in our favour, but let's hope that Crystal Palace can provide an upset and benefit us before they go down to the Championship. Six days to go before our game versus Liverpool. Nicholas has been doing very well out on loan at Atletico Madrid. We bought him for 17.75 million. Atletico would like to buy him on his performances. I would like to try and get at least 70 million off them for him, and what a profit we would have made. We're slowly turning into Brighton. But if we could add 70 million into our budget, that would take us to over 100 million. Yes, I always think he should be called up to his country. Of course I do. He's been solid for us for years. He's consistent. He's strong. He's a great player. He's a leader. He's worked hard. He's played Premier League football. Okay, we're 1 day away from the Arsenal game. Oh, Klopp wants to take a look so subtly. German Klopp is in charge of France. Bit of an odd appointment. A great appointment, of course, but a bit of a strange one. I would never see Klopp in charge of France, really. Got sacked from Man City and then suddenly got appointed manager of France. But is obviously doing a fantastic job, as you can see by his record there. Okay, I'm also in charge of Wales at the moment, so there's so much going on in my head at the minute. So I'm also in charge of Wales. Robbie Stockdale is in charge of the B team. It'd be actually good if you could get B team games. That would actually be good to see. Suddenly I cannot see. Oh, I've gone off mental attributes, that's why. I'm just gonna return it back to the way that I had it. I want to just quickly look at Robbie Fowler here, who I have appointed as under-18s manager. He's not doing well, unfortunately, but I have to replace you. As much as I do like you, I just think it's not really a good fit for us. And you should fully focus on TNS, and the management isn't for you. Obviously, as tactical, it was shocking, but I had to get someone into the job because there's not many people who want the job. Well, the job's apparently so. Just gonna have a quick look at the Newport County staff. Tactical, I'd like tactical knowledge 15 there from Juan. Yeah. I do like Juan. I know Juan in real life. I hate that. Why is his tactical suddenly very different to what we can see here? Oh, sorry, tactical 8. I was looking at the wrong attribute. Okay, we're going to do a staff search. Al Robson, Kanu, Aidan Shields looks a very good. He's manager of England under 19s. Well, let's see if he'll leave the English FA. He has been appointed to that role after we took their original manager. Let's see if he'll make the switch from the English FA to the FAW. Things with Wales are a little bit shaky at the moment, but that's because they still don't have a good squad. Okay, he's turned down the job. Okay, Mark Moss, I have looked at him before. His tactical is quite good. He was at TNS, yes, he was one of my coaches at TNS. Tactical coaching. Okay, Kenny's in charge of Scotland in the 19s, has been for 4 years. His attributes aren't bad. Never won a cup, but 65% win ratio. Should we just take a punt on Hal Robson-Kanu? He's unemployed. I hate that when it still says that he's still there. Well, he's available. Let's offer him the under-18s job because he is Welsh. He's played for the national team. He's developing as a coach. Let's see whether he can step into his fit. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Crystal Bleeding Palace. Oh my gosh. Wow, I just got to do a quick save there. What? Look at that pivotal match that we had. 6-2 versus Chelsea earlier on this year. Wow, we have won the Premier League. Second season with Newcastle and have won the Premier League. Since Foot Manager has come to Game Pass, I have never actually won the Premier League. But that is amazing news. I am 3 years ahead of schedule, but I am 4 years ahead. That is amazing for Newcastle. If we just look at the quick history, we were runners-up last year. No, we weren't. 2030, 2031, they were runners-up. They were third place the year before that. And Jose Mourinho was manager. But if we look at it, it's literally been City, Liverpool and Chelsea, really. City, Liverpool and Chelsea who have been dominating since 2014, with the odd appearance from Leicester and Arsenal. And yeah, Liverpool, Chelsea and City. So when was the last time Newcastle won the league? Runners up for 2 years in a row, 95, 96 seasons. When was the last time they won the title? Don't tell me they've never won the league title. Oh, they have. 26-27. No, that can't be the last time. 1926, 1927. Wowza. Wow. After 100 years, Newcastle have won the Premier League. I am thoroughly delighted. Thoroughly delighted. Thank you so much, Crystal Palace. You have achieved more than I thought you would. Gardim, you have done a wonderful job at Crystal Palace. A wonderful job. I cannot believe it. We have worked hard all season long, and just before the end, well, that's a bit of a shock. Just before the end, we have clinched the title. I am very Alistair Stevenson. Okay, he's not got bad attributes. He's been in charge for 7 years. I'm very surprised how Robson Cano's turned that down. 72%. He is Scottish. I like him. I like the look of him. Okay, let's just offer. Let's see whether Mark Moss wants it, because where his other attributes lack, he does have coaches for these other areas. He's declined the job. Why? You're unemployed. You've been offered an under-18s manager job on a national level. I'm very shocked. Right, Kenny, I'm going to try and take you away from Scotland, and I know you're proud Scottish, but I would like you to become a new manager. Oh, he's left the job. Kenny Griffiths, after 4 years in charge of Scotland in the 19s, will leave and become the new Wales under-18s manager, leaving his home country. I'm ecstatic that he has been appointed. Only 9 losses in 52 games. Welcome to the setup. Nothing wrong with a bit of diversity within our workforce. Been very committed to the Scottish FA, and I'm sure he would have stayed in that job for a while longer if we hadn't have offered him a job. Wow, I am ecstatic. I will just finish the season, and then that will be a wrap up, a very, very short wrap up, because I got to a point where I thought, where I was streaming it, and then I made an episode, and then I just, I don't know, I had some up and down feelings about it, because streaming can be so much effort sometimes. But we got to a point where I was like, alright, if I don't record this or just get down to the final game of the season, I'm going to be disappointed. But 12 years I've been a manager in this game, and I have won 12 years. 12 years I've been a manager in this game, and I have won 11 league titles. Yeah, that's right, 11 league titles out of 12 years. Watch us lose the last game of the season now. I'm very, very happy that we have won the league. I am delighted with that. I am absolutely delighted with that. Very happy, very, very happy. Last game of the season, if we could finish on a high and beat Liverpool, I'll be even more happier. But what a parade around the city that we must have. I wish there would be like some, you know, like a snippet of that, just winning the league. I wish there would be a bigger element to the game in that sense. that I think they're really missing out on Football Manager. I think just some more animations, a bit like FIFA career mode, but not an overload, because that would take away the perspective of the game. But it will be interesting to see. I saw last night on Game Pass that EA, or no, on the Xbox Store, I believe that EA Sports are going to be delivering NFL Manager. So that'll be an interesting take to see what elements they bring into that, whether they bring in those animations which they use in FIFA, you know, to see what the difference is, how close it'll be to Football Manager, but how much of a spin that they put on it as well. So that'll be an interesting take to see on that. Come on, let's finish with a win. Come on, finish the league with a win. And let's finish this little episode with a win as well. Come on, Satriano. Come on, Ogbonna. I believe we were playing Southampton. Was it Southampton or Watford? One of them. A few games back. And we really needed to win that game to put us in that pole position to try and win the league. And I was on YouTube, and then I flicked back across as I was changing videos. I flicked back across into Football Manager and saw that they had equalised very late on in the game, 88th, 89th minute, something like that. And I was gutted because we really needed the 3 points. And then Paul Ogbonna at 90 plus chips the keeper for us to win 2-1, which was a fantastic win and take. Come on. If we win this game, it'll look like we've won the league quite comfortably, which would be a nice take and spin on things, and it'd be a real nice high to finish the league by beating Liverpool and at home to be crowned the Premier League champions after 100 years, and my first ever Premier League title, which I'm ecstatic with. Since Game Pass, I haven't won the Premier League, but I am over the moon to have won the league with Newcastle. I was at TNS, I got the 10 years, and I wanted the new challenge, and I certainly wanted to come to the Premier League, and I could have a few years before, and I could have had some great jobs in the Premier League, and obviously, you know, in a real life sense, you know, if that had happened, then obviously I would have took the job to the Premier League, maybe, because I love TNS, and I had such commitment, and you know, when a club has given you that support and that commitment as well, and has allowed you to develop as a manager, and you brought them that success, but the money that I could have earned, you know, in that sense, I know it doesn't make much difference in the game, you know, for your own player profile as such, you know, unless you're in an achievement, which is great to, you know, which is great that SI have added that in as an achievement, which I love that. And it gives purpose to that money then, in a sense, and something to work towards. But you know, coming to Newcastle, I was offered good wages, there was a good structure, they had just finished second in the league or third in the league, qualified for the Champions League, they were in a Europa League final, Community Shield final, and, you know, they were in a really good place, and I took over and I led them to second last year, and we qualified for Europe Champions League again, which I was really pleased with, and that's what I wanted to continue since taking over. But to go on and win the Premier League title, especially when Jose Mourinho was so close and we were so close last year, and we have been so close all of this year, we totally deserve it for consistency. And a lot of these players have been working very hard for years, and to qualify for the Champions League, you know, so many times, and to be so close to winning it, It just shows if they persevere and stay like they have done, all their hard work has paid off, and now they've won the Premier League title. They deserve these exploits. You know, it shows that true commitment. And for some players, they could go, right, you know, like Lafont, I'm 34. I've been at the club for 5 or 6 years. I've played hundreds of games. I've made finals, and now I finally won the Premier League. You know, could I leave Newcastle on a real high and continue my career elsewhere? You know, where else you got the Community Shield coming up, which I would love to win, obviously, and add another Community Shield title to my name, and certainly add it to Newcastle and build on my success as a manager overall, but certainly add onto it here at Newcastle. But you know, we finished 6 points clear of Arsenal in the end, 9 points clear of Liverpool, 13 points clear of Spurs, and City, what, 15 points clear of them? Fantastic efforts. He has been amazing. 2 goals in his final game, well, in the final game, not his final game, because he is a club great in my mind. Technically a club legend, because, you know, he's played 310 league games. He has showed years of loyalty. He has had fantastic form for years. He's gone on and won the Europa League with the club, a Community Shield, endless personal awards, and now the Premier League. And how many other players have won the Premier League with Newcastle, given those years of experience and commitment? Another 38 million, only 38 million for winning the league. Let's quickly skip through that press conference. Medals for all. Okay, you're going to get a medal. Sorry, Lafont. I thought you had no apps then. I was looking at the wrong stat. Okay, Tortora, you played 5 games and you were dreadful, but you get a Premier League winners medal. It's such a shame, because I had players who at TNS were played like 10 games because I rotated them in like a second goalkeeper, and they didn't win the league. I didn't get a medal for the league because they were short of it, which really frustrated me. And it's something that they've missed out on. But I am absolutely delighted to have won the Premier League. I'm ecstatic. And now we go away with Wales, Argentina and France next month, and they're not going to be easy. Did I just see that Tuchel has left City? Yeah, we had consecutive defeats because they were utter class every time we played them. Oh, he has indeed. Villas-Boas is the man leading for the job. He is at Inter. He's wanted by City, but I think I'm going to throw a curveball in. And as much as I love Newcastle, you know, trying to get another Premier League title is something that I want. And I want to win more money, and can I do it with another club? And if I do, my stock as a manager will increase. But I'm so glad that I could record that episode and record that moment where we win the Premier League. And I am over the moon with that performance. Your player collected the Goal of the Season award achievement. Love that. Let's go through the end of season awards once this finally clicks through. Finished 6 points clear, goal difference of 39, quite close between the top 4. We had some amazing results. See, we lost 3-0 to Liverpool there, 4-3 to Arsenal, 2-1 to City. See, even if we had pulled back in those games and picked up points, we would have won the league earlier on. 2-0 to Spurs there, 3-1 to Everton, which was a shock of a result. 2-1 to City again. See, every game we played, we were in pretty much, except the Everton game. We were terrible in that game. Finished first, 52,000 average home attendance, which is fantastic. That keeps trying to change, as you can see there, but moments to remember. 8-0 win in the Champions League over Antwerp, 6-2 over Chelsea in the Premier League, and goal of the season was Alvarez. Curling shot from 22 metres out in a 3-1 win against Leicester. Club reputation worldwide remains the same. Sponsorship has gone up. Broadcast revenue has gone down 15 million. more or less. Corporate and hospitality went down 500k, so that's 15.5. That has gone down by 14, so that's 29.5, and it through to 29.8, so that's almost £30 million, which we have lost there, and we've only gained 22, so minus 8 million. We sold 661,999 shares. Yeah, I won Manager of the Month in August, October and December, and I've won the Manager of the Year, Premier League Manager of the Year. I am delighted at that. Record breakers, most clean sheets kept by a player in season 34 years of age, 23 clean sheets. What a year he has had. See, for him, he could leave now and be like, right, look at everything I've achieved. I broke records, I've won this, I've won that. So, Satriano, fans player of the season, young player of the season, DeSantis, signing of the season, Theo Hernandez, goal of the season, Julian Alvarez, top goal scorer, Satriano, 23, Sozo Balassi, 14 assists, most man of the matches, Lafont won 6, highest average rating, Satriano 7.4, and Todibo, 80 passes completed down to 90, most passes completed per 90 minutes, so he averaged 1 pass every minute realistically and completed 8 of them, which is fantastic. History in the making. Newcastle dared to dream, and thanks to a great run of results in the final weeks of the season, their dreams came true. Luke O'Leary, the Sport Bible. How true that is. Inducted into Newcastle's best overall 11. Where are they now? Let's have a quick look. Featuring the likes of Irving Lozano and Joe Gomez, although 2 members of that team are now retired, the rest continue to remain involved in football. Albert Lafont, John Clare Todd Ebo, Luke Thomas, Sozo Balassi, Satriano still with the club, Pedro Gonçalves plays for Liverpool, I did sell him, Ketelare turns out for Juve, Fernandez is at Atletico, Kluivert plays for Porto, Marcos Antonio is at United, Edson Alvarez is at Valencia, Dodo plays for Shakhtar Donetsk, Joe Gomez turns out for Monaco, Lozano plays for Almira, Alan St. Maxim is at Le Mans. The other players that featured in that side were Andre Frank, Zambo and Guisia, who is now an unemployed assistant manager. I'm just going to add him to my shortlist for a year, even though I've got no commitments to him and his stats are awful. Mary Demiral and Callum Wilson. I'm very surprised Callum Wilson isn't a coach or didn't turn out to be a coach. I'm very, that's a bit of a strange one for me. Okay, I hate these. Enjoy the time off after a successful season, you all deserve it. Retain the title now. Okay, I think that's more realistic because we just clinched it, and to defend it would be very difficult. But you know, playing to our strengths, knowing we're going to get Champions League, and you know, defending the title would come in. Yeah, oh, disappointed. Let's aim even higher. Okay. Okay. I was being realistic and I went too. I underestimated that response then. He has helped win the Premier League, or the Premier, JD Cymru Premier in Wales after I loaned him out to my former club. I am delighted that they have continued to win the title for 12 years in a row. 12 years, and Paulo Bento is former Turkey, Wolves, South Korea, Olympiacos, Corinthians, Portugal sporting manager, took over following Mark Bonner, who was one of my previous coaches after he'd left for another job. And obviously you can see that he had done most of the work, but I'm so glad that they've been able to bring in an amazing manager, and that the fact that they've won the league again, which I am ecstatic with. 25 league titles. Look at that run from 2022. 11 years in a row. Sorry, 12. Even though it's 10 realistically, 10 years is 12 titles. Lafont was Golden Glove winner. What a season. I am so happy to have won Manager of the Year. I have pleased director Amanda Staveley, who is still at the club. Which it would be great to see if they and she is still at the club in 11 years time after they bought Newcastle in real life and had made this investment in the squad. It'll be interesting to see how they play this season. They had a good start to the Premier League yesterday. Okay, it will be interesting because, you know, as much as I love the Premier League and winning the Premier League would be amazing. Shut up. You played and you were rubbish. I would like the City job, but if the Inter job comes up, I don't see why City wouldn't appoint me. I've come to the I got 11 league titles, including 1 Premier League title. I've got international experience as a manager. I've broken records, I've set records, so I've come in with no Premier League experience at Newcastle. In my first season, as soon as I took over, I win the Europa League and Community Shield. In my first season, I qualified for the Champions League. In my second season, I've qualified again. I've then gone on to win the Premier League. I've won Manager of the Year, and they want to appoint from abroad. Why wouldn't they appoint me? What, just because I've only won 1 Premier League title? Being the first and only ever Welsh manager to win it. Because that makes sense. See, that's another thing that Football Manager could pull out there. There is a record there because, you know, since the Premier League has started, even here in 2022, no English manager has ever won this league. The Premier League. And, you know, no Welsh manager certainly has. You know, even in the game I have. So it would be good to have that, you know, sort of recognition within the game. It would add so much more detail. And obviously there would need to be so much research. But I think, you know, they're missing out on something there. Of course, Celtic continue to maintain their success. FA Cup was won by Spurs, so Rafa Benitez's last ever game was a cup final win in the FA Cup, and he'd won it. That is a nice way to retire. Okay, and I am going to leave the episode there, which I'm glad if you've been able to watch it, and hope you've enjoyed and embroiled on that excitement that I have. But I'm so grateful for you to watch this and share the delight of winning the Premier League. You can find me on Twitter and YouTube, RedTonto13, and thank you for watching this episode.